With new seasons on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, we get new players that pop up to fight for wins. This is one of those guys. Isaac Robinson has been around the disc golf scene for a short time, and it was this year that he really made a name for himself. And trust me, his performances were worth it. Popping off on the tour, showing his incredible putting skills and shot shaping ability, Isaac made an impact on the 2022 season. Today we're going to be checking out some of Isaac's best performances, his incredible disc golf skills, and how those transferred into him competing at the highest level this year. And not only competing, but dominating in one of the biggest events of the year. Let's hop right into it, the best moments of Isaac Robinson. Since arriving on tour this year, Isaac was showing off his putting skills really quickly. In moments when he couldn't get his upshots close enough, Isaac showed an extreme confidence when it came to making those putts. Here are Isaac's best putts of the year.
Par attempt for Isaac.
Wow.
He is so good from 6. Safely nestles that under the basket, and Isaac doesn't take much time to make that one. He never takes much.
What a birdie.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Put that one on the end of season highlight reel.
Put them both on. Put them both on.
That is awesome. First, we have another long birdie look for Isaac. The dude's this is a superhero. They are able to clean up their short par putts. What is? I don't know.
Come on, man.
I'd say conservative run, but he ran it. Isaac. That's a big putt. Oh my goodness, this is just insane what we're seeing. Save the birdie. Of course he is.
It feels like he's just playing skee ball.
It looks like the rain has already slowed down and just... Okay, what? This is great. This is already amazing. A negative score. I mean, you gotta say it's in. Yeah. It's just... Jeez. He's just feeling it. He knows that Ricky's parked. This putt is huge.
On the center, on the stripe.
Just like for many of these pros, disc golf started for them at a young age. Putting yourself on the big stage early on will help your career and prepare you for when it's your time to win. Nothing bigger than Worlds, and Isaac Robinson competed at the top early on. Heading back to 2016 when Robinson was competing at the Amateur and Junior World Championship in Madison, Wisconsin. After 6 rounds of competition, Robinson was in the lead by 1 going into the final 9. The final 9 being that they made a cut after the 6 rounds to only the top 4 players. Robinson was in the lead after 6 rounds. It was a really close race with another pro we now know, Gavin Rathbun, who would try for the win but would fall short getting 3rd. Isaac McDonald would go head to head with Robinson, with it all coming down to the final hole. All tied up going into the final hole, Robinson would be up first, hitting the guardian tree, leaving himself with a jump putt. Isaac would throw it deep, also looking at a jump putt. After missing his attempt, Robinson was left to sit there and watch as Isaac drains a circle 2 putt to win the Junior World Championship. This is our first glimpse at Robinson at a young age. After this, he would start to play some big events, making a name for himself that he could play at the top. But it wasn't until this year where Isaac really started to pop up on everybody's radar. Isaac's first Disc Golf Pro Tour event of the year was Waco. We didn't get to see much of him if you watch post-production, but for the live coverage, Isaac made a great showing for himself. Slowly rising to the top, a 5th place finish for Isaac was a great start to his season. After that, a top 20 finish at the Champions Cup was also a great finish. But in regards to disc golf, if you're not at least on the podium, then you're not going to be in the discussion. Isaac needed that podium finish, and he needed to show us what he could do if he was on the lead card. The Portland Open was a great disc golf event this year. Honestly, it always makes for some long disc golf, but great shot shaping options. I've played up in Portland and it's such a beautiful place and the landscape is amazing. For Isaac Robinson, well, he couldn't have gotten off to a better start. Best score after round 1, shooting an incredible 12 under. Round 2 did not go his way. He did make progress though, he wasn't out of it, he just started to fall back a little bit. Now 3 shots back of Simon Lizotte, the leader, Simon and Garrett Gurthie started to run away with it, but Isaac showed that on coverage he was becoming more comfortable, and that he was able to hold his own at the top. Tied for 3rd after round 3, it was going to be pretty hard for Isaac to catch up to 1st, so his battle would take place elsewhere. Instead of battling for a win, Isaac had to fend off everyone else to hold that podium finish. Gannon Burr and Paul Macbeth tried their best, but Isaac was able to stay out ahead and complete his best finish to date on the Pro Tour. A 3rd place finish at one of the biggest events of the year, Isaac was now showing he was ready. Just 2 events later, and we would get Isaac at his best. Idlewild 2022 would be where Isaac made his mark. I look forward to this tournament every year. It's such a beautiful course that it doesn't matter who's in the hunt, it's going to make for some exciting disc golf. The 3-round event made for some quick disc golf though. You had to make it to the top of the leaderboard, otherwise players would start to run away with it. Just like at Portland, after round 1, Isaac was in the lead. But he would learn from his mistakes and Isaac would keep the momentum going. Shooting a 12 under round 2, Isaac now had a 3-shot lead with just 1 round to play. Gannon Buhr was right behind him, with Chris Dickerson being in third, 5 shots back of Isaac. This was his moment. All he had to do was keep doing what he was doing and play his own game. Don't let the big stage get to you. Isaac looked unbeatable up until this point, so when was the chink in the armor going to come? Gannon did not play a good final round, so it was down to Chris Dickerson to catch Isaac. He tried his best, but Isaac wasn't having it. They would trade birdies most of the round, but it wasn't over. Dickerson had made up some ground. He was down 3 with 3 holes to play. Hole 16, downhill par 5, the hole's not super challenging. If you don't screw it up, you're going to make birdie, and that's what Isaac did. But Dickerson had to charge, and he did that, making a circle 2 putt for eagle to get within 2 shots. Hole 17 is one of my favorite holes to watch at Idlewild. It's short, but it's tight with a lot of OB. Dickerson up first, he throws a safe forehand to get within circle 2 for a good look at birdie. Now the pressure is on Isaac. Backhand putter, slight turnover shot, Isaac keeps it in bounds. Closer than Dickerson. Dickerson's putt would barely miss, leaving the pressure on Isaac. Now I say pressure because nobody expected him to run this putt. Why would you? Just lay up, 2-shot lead with 1 hole to play, but that's not what he did.
He's running it. Oh my God, he's cashing it. Why are you running that putt in that situation?
That's cold-blooded right there.
What a decision. That's complete confidence in yourself. We've seen his amazing putting this whole video. He has the skill, but this showed something different. It showed he had a complete confidence in himself. He was not losing this tournament. He went on to birdie the final hole as well, winning Idlewild by 4 shots. One of the best performances of the year, Robinson looked unbeatable in 3 rounds. But his year wasn't over yet. He proved he could not only play at the highest level, he could win. We head to the Pro Tour playoffs where Isaac's skill would shine again. The Disc Golf Pro Tour playoffs took an interesting turn this year. 2 events, the GMC and the MVP Open, would be playoff events. After each event, the field would shrink until the Pro Tour Championship, where the top 36 players in point standings would make the cut. It would make for a fun few tournaments, every player battling for points to get themselves in the best position possible. At GMC, Robinson would do that. Unlike Portland and Idlewild, it would take a couple rounds for Robinson to make the lead card. Going into the final round, Robinson would be in third, 3 shots back of Ricky Wysocki. The weather would be the main struggle. Players scoring like they did in the previous rounds would not be the case. Ricky started to run away with it, but Robinson remained steady. The tournament wouldn't be his to fight for, but Robinson wouldn't lose it either. After Dickerson tripled the last hole, Robinson would move into a tie for second place. Ricky won, but Robinson got another great finish and a massive boost in points. He was now in a prime position to make a run at the Tour Championship. For the Tour Championship, 6 players would play in before the tournament. Top 2 advance. From then on, the field would expand, adding in players each round who had better seeding. In each round, you would need to finish in the top 4 to advance. Ties would come down to who had the better seeding. Robinson had a great year, but to get a bye to the semifinals round, you needed to be in the top 8. And he wasn't. So Robinson had to make top 4 in the quarterfinal round. Robinson would take the lead, playing cool and comfortable in the woods at Nevin Park. Only 1 bogey, he advances to the semifinals against the best in the world. Only 4 players advanced to the finals, but there were more than that in contention. Now Robinson does not have a good position with the 15th seed. If anyone in contention ties him, he doesn't make it to the championship round. Robinson finished at 6 under. After that, all he could do was sit and wait. Hole 17 would be the deciding factor. Macbeth was safe at 7 under, and so was Ricky Wysocki with 6 under. Gannon Buhr was at 5 under, Calvin Heimburg at 6 under. If everyone finished where they were at, Gannon would be the one who would miss out. But he would birdie the 17th hole, getting to 6 under. Isaac's fate wasn't in his own hands. He did what he could, but things happened in disc golf that nobody would have seen coming. Heimburg would triple the 17th hole, taking him out of the tournament. Isaac sits and watches as his dream becomes reality. He would now get a chance at $35K in the championship round. Robinson had already proven himself as a very composed disc golfer. He hadn't thrown away a tournament yet. He hadn't choked. He either played amazing or he just played good and lost by a little bit. Robinson would be the one to chase out ahead in the final round. Macbeth and Buhr falling back quickly, but Ricky was right there. They would go back to back, trading birdies and crazy saves. Robinson was hanging in there, and again it would come down to the final holes. Tied with Ricky through 15 holes, Ricky would be the one to make a bogey mistake. A terrible tree kick would result in a bogey save for Ricky. Robinson now had a chance to take a 2-shot lead with this putt.
They're as high as you can throw high.
Isaac for 2 shots.
A close putt, Robinson was still in the lead. Hole 16, both players would make a mess of it, bogeying the par 5. Now Gannon was actually back in it, just 1 shot back with the long 18th par 4 to play. Robinson was still up 1 on Ricky, and we had seen very few players even make it there in 2, let alone birdie. But Ricky has huge power, and the approach shot would line up great for his sidearm. Robinson makes the par he needs to, Ricky makes the insane birdie, so we head to a playoff for $35K. Sadly, they would play the same hole. Robinson has power, but this hole just doesn't line up well for him. Like I said, Robinson doesn't choke. He just gets beat sometimes. Ricky won this event fair and square. Did he not only birdie it to force a playoff, but he birdied it in the same fashion to win it all. We sit and watch as Robinson has to take second place. If this year showed us something, it showed us the rise of the different kinds of pro players. A player like Isaac, who was able to win in incredible fashion, play amazing all over the US at so many different courses. Who runs this putt at Idlewild? This guy's confidence is crazy. He was an amazing player to watch who has an amazing future ahead of him. What a year from Isaac Robinson. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe for more content just like this. Make sure to check out my channel, plenty of videos just like this one. We'll see you next time. Cheers.